Football is the home of Super Bowl 56, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Rams and the Bengals coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals taking on the NFC champions, the Los Angeles Rams. Brandon Gaudin joined by my good friend Charles Davis. And Charles, it was maybe the most unlikely Super Bowl run we've seen in a long time. What a story. The Bengals had not won a playoff game since January of 1991. 4-11-1 last year, 2-14 the season before that. Bottom line, though, here they are, the AFC champs.
Hey, Brandon, this is one of the more remarkable turnarounds in NFL history in recent years. In fact, most of the guys on this team weren't even born the last time they won a playoff game. Although, not that long ago, they had a stretch where they were in the playoffs seemingly every year, but couldn't win a playoff game. Now they've gotten that done. They're back in the Super Bowl. Remember, 2 Super Bowl appearances in their history. Number 16 and 23. Unfortunately, both times they ran into Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers.
Meanwhile, the LA Rams, they are back in the Super Bowl for the second time in 4 years. Remember, they lost Super Bowl 53 to the Patriots in Atlanta 13-3. But here they are trying to be the second team in 2 years after Tampa Bay last year to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium.
And we go back to that Super Bowl loss to the Patriots, and remember, they were an offensive juggernaut at that time, but only put up 3 points in that game. And they have been a little bit of a tough team to pin down over the last few years. They've had their shares of ups and downs, especially on the offensive side of the ball, but they've always had that great defense, and they're looking to ride that crew to a Super Bowl crown.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
To throw again on second down. Stafford, he'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Sam Hubbard in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3-and-out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down, and then on 3rd down they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. And here's a fair catch now, and boy, a very short punt will give them unbelievable field position. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And you can't help but to think back about 14 months or so ago when Joe Burrow was down on the turf in Cincinnati, a really difficult injury, and we knew it right then and there. The doctors weren't even sure if he'd be ready for the start of the 2021 season. But not only did he make it back, he's better than ever, and he's got the Bengals in line to potentially win the first Super Bowl title in franchise history. Joey B is back.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow out to the left. He's got Sample there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And he's going to go down here and sack. They push him back to the 34. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
They're going to look to throw.
Open man is Uzama. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell.
Let's go.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there for L.A.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. From the gun, here's Stafford. He gets this into the hands of Kupp once again. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Now Stafford. He's got it. It's Higbee. Touchdown Rams. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that. And the Rams have taken the lead.
You got it figured out by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Williams to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Open man is Higgins. And he's brought down. our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. A handoff to Mixon. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. 2nd down coming up. And now they will throw it with Burrow. Slant pass to Bull.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Play action. It's Burrow. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal. So a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack. From the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Chase now on the jet sweep. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Third and goal, Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. McPherson's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
On the return is Brandon Powell. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. LA readies for its next possession And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Stafford on first down. Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do. It gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup there. Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown. C.J. Uzomah. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Bengals on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. They find themselves open for an easy touchdown.
McPherson for the extra point. And it's up and good to extend the lead to 13-6. They had the short field and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. On the return is Powell. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there. Making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing to Stafford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
McPherson on for the point after. And the lead is up to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following a pick 6, and now the kick is away. Here's Powell on the return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they've got just over 50 seconds to go till halftime, so they can try to put something together if they want. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 3 yards to the gain there, second down. Here's Stafford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Back to throw, Stafford. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Yards on the punt there. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Burrow. This one hauled in by Sample. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And this one is incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. When the guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
He finds his running back, Mixon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. So these two teams will head to the locker room as we hit halftime in Super Bowl 56. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Rams, and they will need to get this passing game in gear, because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. These two teams have had plenty of extra time to make their final adjustments, but time's just about up. The final half of the NFL season is upon us. So let's get it back out to our Super Bowl broadcast team. Here's Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you. We welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
First down, here's Burrow. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On second down now, Mixon, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is what every back in the league is supposed to do, exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Burrow's thrown into the hands of Sample. A gain of 6 there on first.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Throwing again on second down. Burrow. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Now Burrow. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. From the 30 on second down, Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase from 13 yards out. And the Bengals are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl.
That drive, they really increased their cushion. Felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
To throw again on second down. Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Here's Stafford. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Now a fair catch called for and taken here, and that'll set up his guys in great field position. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt, and the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
That's what he's done here in this one so far. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now Joe Mixon. 72 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much in the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's a give to Mixon. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a run.
Touchdown! It's caught at the 1. Tyler Boyd from 3 yards out. And the Bengals are getting closer now to that ever-elusive first Super Bowl victory. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
McPherson now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the 4th quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. On first down at Stafford. Going up top for Kupp. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Cooper Kupp was his intended target. And it's second down. Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Rams on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40. And just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception. And this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. They try to eat some clock with Mixon, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On third down, Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And exactly how fast was he going? According to Next Gen Stats, 21.7 miles per hour. McPherson on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. On the return is Powell. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the... In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Logan Wilson in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. DJ Reader in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs now leads to a 3rd and long. So now Stafford and the Rams after the sack, and they're staring up at a 3rd and long. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And a return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. 85 yards rushing for him now. A big part, no doubt, of why they lead in this Super Bowl.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Bengal Nation rejoice. Cincinnati has given you the Super Bowl title. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Browns and the Bills, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
From the home of the Bills since 1973, we are at Bills Stadium, just south of downtown Buffalo, New York. The folks in Buffalo love their Bills, and a moment ago they entered to the delight of this sold-out crowd. They're set for football as their Bills will do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And Charles, our ball game here featuring a couple of young quarterbacks a lot of people have their eye on. Baker Mayfield of the Browns, Josh Allen of the Bills.
Yeah, Brandon, we're starting to see some of the old guard moving on. Guys like Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning. And in their place, there have been some dynamic young guys who have come into the league, not just this year, but in the last 3 or 4 years in particular. They've really changed the quarterback position. And I think both of these guys fit into that category. Youth is being served.
And we are underway in Buffalo. From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. Here's the Cleveland offense, and here's Baker Mayfield, former Heisman Trophy winner, ready to go at quarterback.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Mayfield rolling to his left. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A little juke. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Well, the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And in this league, there are many quarterbacks who have their most success running the ball, while there are others who have big arms. There aren't too many guys who can do both. And at the end of many games, this guy leads his team not just in passing, but in rushing as well.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. This is brought in by the tight end, Tommy Sweeney. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a
rush coming, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. Sheds another. It's a pickup of 8 yards to move him into a 3rd and 13 here.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
And that is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
On is the punter Hawk as he gets this one away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides.
And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Gregory Rousseau. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing second and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
Second and 20. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield, and it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
They'll look to run with Singletary. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. To throw, it's Allen. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. Dawson Knox, they're ready for grab. And the Bills on just 2 plays have taken the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for sure.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point attempt to come here. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone.
Let's go,
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Fourth down, Mayfield. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down with Moss. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal. The kick by Bass is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
The Browns on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and he fires one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, really not much secret there. 3rd and long, Charles, and he was looking to throw the football. And I would imagine as a defender, you're kind of salivating in that spot, right?
You certainly are, because 3rd and long situations, they took the scale towards the defense every single time. Now you're actually able to dictate and understand what the offense is trying to do. You know what the first down marker is? You set your defense that way, and maybe you can be a little more aggressive in certain situations because of that. You start focusing on your coverage assignment, and when the ball's released, you break on it and make a play, as we just saw there.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. The number 1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. The kick by Bass is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points in 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground. But that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out, got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track.
Meanwhile, Allen's throw here pulled in by Beasley. That catch good for only a couple.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Looking to throw again on second down. Allen, and he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
From the gun, it's Allen. Sanders got it. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Bills will add on to their lead.
That story they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they got a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Bass on for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. Rough so far for him. That's the only way to describe it. He's thrown more completions to the other team than he has to his. 3 INTs thus far.
Love the description. Rough, rocky, shaky, all of those things. And
they take him down. The Bills get to him. Gregory Rousseau so, bringing the pressure yet again. That's his third sack here tonight. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Browns. And the rushing numbers should tell the story of why they trail at the half. They're still in single digits in yardage as a team through 2 quarters of play. That's not good. Meanwhile, for the Bills, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments being made for the second half. So with that, we get you back up to Orchard Park and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Pulls it in at the 13. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw. Dancing to his left. First down and more for Allen. And he'll even avoid the contact in the end as he will finally slide to a halt. A big pickup there on the scramble.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big gain there for the Bills.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape, because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Singletary. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. So the shotgun snap to Allen. That'll be taken in by Beasley. Touchdown, Buffalo. The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter drive right down the field to extend their lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. after the touchdown. Bass to kick it away. Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Jerry Hughes too strong as he's in for the sack.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah,
and for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if we can drive the bus here again on this drive. Singletary again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing now is Allen. Finding Knox there, complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So little by little, the better of these two sides starting to become more and more apparent.
3 points is not a knockout blow in the third quarter, but when the other guys haven't shown they can do anything, they don't have any points, this is looking pretty good. Maybe not a knockout blow, but a good stiff jab, that's for sure.
And he returns this to the 22. Cleveland offense making their way out. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's Allen to throw it. Forced out to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, here's a run with Moss. They're still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down when his way worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Then he finds Beasley, complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. On the give, this is Singletary. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. But they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. The extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone. And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points.
And my goodness, another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. On the move to his left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he...
And they take Gregory Rousseau. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. He's on something that's going to drive the head coach crazy.
Without a doubt, but for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Here's Bass now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Browns drive about to get started. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got it. And I think the ball's out, and the Bills have recovered.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. They'll run on first down with Singletary. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 48 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run here with Singletary. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So out comes the field goal team once more. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Jerry Hughes, his second sack of the night. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.
It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and tonight's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Ravens and the Buccaneers on EA Sports.
Well, the hope was that these Florida showers would have passed through by now, but it looks like we're in for a wet one tonight at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one, kind of an interesting pairing. Lamar Jackson of the Ravens, Tom Brady of the Bucs.
Yeah, you've got one guy as part of the new breed, the run and gun, beat you with my legs kind of guys. And then on the other side, you've got your traditional pocket passer. He'll stand in there and throw the ball downfield no matter what the turbulence is around him in the pocket.
Justin Tucker ready to go here. This is going to be a ton of fun. Ravens and Bucs. Here we go from Tampa. Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Always fun to get a peek at Tom Brady as he gets in place to command this offense for Tampa Bay.
Well, we've all seen what Tom Brady can do on a football field for a couple of decades now. But how about his most impressive accomplishment? Moving to a different franchise and taking them to a Super Bowl title as well. Not many players can continually stiff-arm Father Time the way that he has.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw, it's Brady. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go out. Big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players and one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
Opening minute and already a trip to the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And he's got it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens are on the board first here on the road in Tampa.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Brady now to throw. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Brady to throw again. Getting it out wide here to Bernard. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. Here's Brady to throw. On the screen, Bernard. And running with power here. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal.
This from 54 yards away. And Succop will put this one right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Not
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. Tough running, but not a lot to show for it. They stop him shy of the 25.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jamel Dean.
And the Bucs are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Back now comes Tampa Bay.
And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Quick throw caught by Godwin. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. To throw is Brady. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Play action. Now Jackson. Steps away to his left. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That's going to set him back 5 yards. From the gun, Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. First down and more for Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. It's a scintillating run by Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens will extend their lead. So a design run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of him? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't work.
Lost.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Tucker now for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Brady now on first down. This is caught by Evans. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
And And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. To throw again on 2nd down. Brady, that's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Brady again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucks. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Bucks have made this a one-score game. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him, because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucks. Kickoff honors following the touchdown. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? He said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson.
eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And he stopped immediately there. He was brought down by Sean Murphy Bunting.
When you're trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. That when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot, forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson. Buying time to his left. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And he will take this across midfield and down the 48-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but they're losing. And I think as the captain of the offense, you probably always feel like you need to do more in that situation.
The best have always felt that way, and they won't settle for anything less. So right now, his goal is to increase what he's doing on the field, try to make sure his teammates come along with him, and he feels like if I do better, everyone will do better. And that's what we're seeing from him right now. Got to have a little extra determination.
Yeah, the little extra determination. He has thrown the touchdown pass, no interceptions for him personally to this point. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. first and 10. Here's Brady. He gets it left side to Johnson. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. From the 30 on second down, Brady. He drops it off for Bernard. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And just like that, it's third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's Brady. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he is going to have the Bucs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
No, sir.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Again, it's Brady. He'll drop this off for Bernard, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front as we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Ravens. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. The return is Duvernay. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 23. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting out to the 25.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they'll get him down up past the 15.
Well, so much for being backed up against the goal line to start the drive. He gave some breathing room and then some. I think the defense really got caught thinking safety, trying to stack the line of scrimmage. And oftentimes, if you can get past the initial grouping, there's a lot of room to run. The defense actually fortunate that didn't go farther.
So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Shotgun now for Brady. And this is caught by Evans. Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's a give to Fournette, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Brady now on 1st down. Open man is Howard, the tight end. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
6 yards left on 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Brady. He finds his man Johnson. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing now is Brady. He completes it to Evans. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Continuing to steadily move the ball down the field. Not big play after big play, but these moderate gains getting him first downs.
And you know what they add up to, right? If you continue that pace and you continue to move it downfield, They add up into 6 points. That's exactly what you're looking for.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. The tackle credited to Deshaun Elliott, the safety.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On play action, now Brady. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. To throw, it's Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. On the option, Jackson will keep it. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's going to have a Ravens 1st down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front. Good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Jackson from the shotgun. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down. And in this situation with a lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his second touchdown of the night. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's good, and it's 21-10. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Throwing to start the drive. Brady. He's going to drop this one down to Bernard. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brady, open man, Gronkowski complete. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And we're definitely getting towards the point of the game where not getting a lot of yards is secondary to keeping the clock moving. I mean, to me, that's a double win defensively. Short gain and some more time off the clock.
The Bucs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Brady. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Meanwhile, Brady's throw complete there to Johnson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Brady to throw again. Getting it out wide here to Bernard. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
They have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Again, they'll throw with Brady. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It was Justin Houston, the native of Statesboro, Georgia, with a sack. Clock running. The Bucs try to go quickly and get set. To try again after the sack. Brady. Complete. It's Johnson. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. On play action, it's Brady. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So Brady departs, and on is Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal. This to get it back to a 1-score game. Succop's kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Again, it's Edwards. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Jackson to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And, of course, this win, a big one. They can hang their hat on this victory on the road against the defending Super Bowl champs.
And you know how difficult it is for the team that wears the crown because they're going to get everyone's best shot. So let's face it, they circled this game. We're going to go in there and take down the defending Super Bowl champs. This is our opportunity. They're not going to walk out of here with a trophy today, but they will walk out with respect around the league. And to them, that's vitally important.